Keith here for Command the Hoops Celtic. I hope he's enjoyed the weekend. Good performance against Aberdeen. So today I'm obviously going to be talking about speculation. Who should be gone this summer? Who should we keep? Who should we loan? To be honest with you, there is going to be a massive clear out in Celtic Park in the summer, regardless who takes over, if it's Lennon or a different manager. So there's a lot of players that are contracts are out, and they're on the final years of their contracts, and so I'm not going to be talking about who should we bring in. I'm going to be talking about who should go and who should stay. That's the most important about the current squad. I'm going to start it off. Obviously, I'm going to go from goalkeeper to striker, and the players that are currently on loan at other clubs as well, behalf of Celtic. So Craig Gordon, he's been a good player for us in the last 4 to 5 years when he came in under Ronnie Doyle, and so I think Craig Gordon's time is up at Celtic. He's had amazing campaigns in the European. He's been a part of a double treble winning squad there, so he has seen the honours at Celtic without a doubt. But he's at the moment he's suffering bad with knee injuries, so I could see Craig maybe retiring, moving on. I wish him the very best if he does move on. If he does stay at the club, he'd probably be the backup keeper, because Scott Bain has established himself as the first choice keeper, no question about it, and he's been a great keeper. Like his clean sheet tally is unbelievable, and it's not even a case that the defence is good. It's even when he needs to come in and be a good keeper, he's there, he's versatile, he's always alert. So there's not much mistakes out of him as well. Scott Bain will definitely be staying at Celtic. We only signed him last season. Dorius Verbees, Dutch keeper, Brendan brought in 2016. It's an interesting one. He's obviously only played around 12 to 14 games, 14 games for us. I think he'll move on. I think he's more so there just as an experienced keeper to motivate the other keepers around him, as kind of like a coach. But I think he'll move on. I think he might go back to Holland and so, but I wish him the very best. So on to the defence, I'd say Mr. Tojan, the guy that we got from Borussia Dortmund, Jeremy Tojan. I think he'll move on. I think he kind of got a bad statement for himself in the Europa League game in the Mestalla when he got sent off. I know it was the second offensive booking, but I think we could do better in the right back position than Jeremy Tojan. Don't get me wrong, he's highly rated in Germany, but I just think he hasn't lived up to the standards where he should be at Celtic. So Jeremy will move on. I wish him the very best. Izaguirre, I think Izaguirre is going to be very similar to a Bobby Pettit kind of job. I think Izaguirre is having a great years at Celtic. Obviously Lenny signed him. Lenny's in charge at the moment. He's been quite good in some games. He still has the legs. I think he'll move on. I think he might retire. I just think that about Izaguirre. He might retire, or he might go back to Honduras. It could be a stage that he might do what Bobby Pettit done, settle down in Glasgow, love the Scottish life. So never know. He might be a coach. He might be an ambassador for the Latin American market as well. So, or a scout. So never say never with Izaguirre. We love him to bits. Jack Hendry. When I say it means that frustrated when he did play for us, kind of like a bomb square sometimes. I think, no disrespect to Jack, I think it's time he needs to go on loan again. I think he needs to get the trade, get his confidence up, get a bit of first team football, whether if it's in League One, Championship, SPL. I just think he needs to be on loan. I think he'll have a future at the club if he develops better as a player. But in the meantime, I'd loan him out. Simidovic, baller, what an absolute baller he's been in the last 2 months or so. Even overall at Celtic's been great. Everybody remembers him breaking up Kenny Miller winning that tackle in an Ibrox for the 5-1 game. But Simidovic will have a good partnership with Christopher Royer. Christopher Royer will attract a lot of attention from clubs, the likes of Scandinavian clubs, because he is a Norwegian baller, a Norwegian good defender, strong man. Obviously an international well for Norway. I think Oyer and Simidovic will have a good partnership going into the next couple of seasons if they can keep them, definitely. Benkovic, a lot of people are saying, will we keep him? Will we try buy him? It's tough. Like he's a good player. Brendan Rodgers in charge of Leicester. A lot of rubbish reports saying that Brendan, as a goodwill gesture, will try let him go back to Celtic. Excuse me, we're not charity. We're an established football club with a good history, good fan base. So I don't know if them reports are true, but I'd love to see Benko come back. I think Benko has a lot to offer. Injuries kind of erupted, kind of interfered with him, but I'd like to see him come back. Marvin Compere. There's only one word. Sell. Just sell. That's all. Like, Marvin Compere hasn't proved anything, just but dead wages. Dead wages. The truth. Anthony Ralston, good player, came through the youth system, done quite well when he played around the Christmas time. I'd love to see him stay at Celtic. Don't even send him on loan. Give him the chance of first team football. Mikael Lustig. Mick has been there since 2010. Lenny brought him in. I'd love to see Mick stay on, maybe for another season or two. A lot of people criticise, say his legs are gone, but even bring him off the bench, he's just the morale he has, the passion. His family love the city. I'd love to see him stay. Definitely. Still a Swedish international as well. A lot of people are worried about interest from the likes of Manchester United and so for Kieran Tierney. Kieran is a Celtic through and through. Loves the club, loves the fans. He's one of our own. I think the board will be a massive decision. Previously, there were reports that Everton wanted him back last season for 30 to 35. If it's plus 35 million, I'm gonna find it hard for the club to reject that offer, and we don't want to see him leave. So I hope he stays. I hope he's there past 10 in a row. He has a good career at Celtic, like what Forrest has kind of done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he stays. So I'll move on to the midfield. Near Beaton, get rid of him. He's had a good career at Celtic. Lenny brought him back in when Lenny came back into the interim job, but I'd get rid of Near Beaton. I know he's a good defensive midfielder, but I'll just get rid of him. Headaches even talking about him, personally. Scott Brown's going to be here for 10 in a row. It's no point talking much about Scott Brown. Hope he moves into the coaching role as well, because he has coaching badges there, so I'm never saying never. Player coach would be ideal. Scott Sinclair, Lenny's not playing much of him the last 8 games. Bring him off the bench. Don't know if it's just not suiting Lenny's play, but Scotty Sinclair has been a phenomenal player for Celtic since he came in 2016. We look back to his debut goal against Hearts when he came off the bench. He's gone against Rangers numerous occasions in Hampden, Celtic Park, Ibrox. It's been good, very good. I like Scott Sinclair. I think he's the future at Celtic, especially in that wing, cutting in with the right foot, 100%. Daniel Zanzi only played 1 game for Celtic senior side, got injured unfortunately. I'd get rid of him. I just think it's just dead wages, dead loan move kind of thing. I'd get rid of him. I think there's better youth coming through, like the Dembele, Flex Armstrong. So definitely Johnny Hayes. If you asked me this question last year, I would have said get rid of him, but Johnny Hayes has been amazing in the last 4 months since he came in. Covered KT's left back spot, played well against Valencia away, played well against Rangers, played well against Aberdeen. He's been a really good footballer, and he's not afraid to push forward and defend quite well. So I know he's left back is not his preferred position, but he's done quite well there. He's kind of similar to like a James Milner. He's kind of flexible. He likes to play anywhere if he has a chance of playing first team football. So I wish Johnny all the best. Scott Allen, what a waste of money. Good potential at Hibs. I don't know why we bought him. I just think it was a stunt just to piss Rangers off, to be honest. But he's gone anyway in the summer, so not much talking about him. Wish him all the best. Tom Rogic, I'd love to keep him. We signed a new deal at the start of the summer. I wish him the very best. I hope he will stay at the club. He's going to be highly rated from the likes of teams in the Championship and the Premier League because he's quite quick feet. Finishing's phenomenal. Good at pushing up. So he's very tall and good strength. So hopefully Tom stays. Tom's been good. Lenny brought him in. Hope Lenny can keep him. That's the most important thing if Lenny gets the job. Oliver Neacham, sell. Just sell him. I just don't. Not a fan of him. Even when he played against St Mirren recently, he was alright against Rangers, but against St Mirren he was just absolutely poxy. Can't pass a ball for his life. So Oliver, hope he goes bon voyage, get rid of him. Callum McGregor, phenomenal player, one of the most improved players this season. Even last season was good. Very underrated footballer. I'd love to see him stay long term. Love him to bits. Ryan Christie, has developed so well in the last year and a half, like the way McGregor has healthy competition when he had Armstrong in there, and so Ryan, I think the Aberdeen long move, done him quite well. He's matured as a player. He's nurtured quite well. I wish him the very best coming back. So Ryan has been quite good. Like highlights, scoring the League Cup final, scoring against Hearts semi-final. Yeah, so he's been quite good. Very important player there. Abui Kawasi, that was going to have like a Colo Torre recruitment kind of job there. Get rid of him. He's more potential on Instagram, looking like and post, than playing for Celtic. Fact. Get rid of him. James Forrest, one of the most improved players in the last maybe 2 or 3 years. Very good player. Double figures this season, 17 goals, loads of assists in there. Being very good for Scotland as well. So Jamesy Forrest, I hope he stays. I hope he's a one-man club. So hopefully. So I'll move on to the strikers. Lee Griffiths. Lee's been out for a good portion of the season, down to personal circumstances. I hope he comes back before the end of the season, bangs a goal or two. There's a lot of reports saying that he could be back against Rangers and Ibrox. Touch wood. I hope he does. He has a lot to offer for Celtic. He's probably the best Scottish finisher out there. Even Premier League, Scottish League, I think he's it without a doubt. Free kicks, corners, heading the ball, pace-wise, passion, has everything. So I hope Lee comes back soon. And Boyo, there's not much to say about Boyo. We only signed him in January, so I hope he starts getting fit and playing more. You know, I really want to see more of this guy Boyo. He's been highly rated in Slovakia and highly rated by Ivory Coast 21, so I wish him the very best. Edward, keep. We only bought him last season for 9 million. Let's value him. Let's get him to past that 9 million valuation. Let's show he's been good. He's been there. He's bailed us out of a good few games on the Lenny, and he's been good this season. Even in the European campaign, scoring against Red Bull, Salzburg and Leslip. So he's been quite good. Mikey Johnson, I think he's got a good player. He had a good phase through the Christmas term, playing up front, which is not his position. I'd love to see him go on loan, the likes of Hibs or somewhere like that, just to nurture and develop. So never say never. I wish he does. He's going to stay at Celtic anyway. These two, a lot of people are asking about Timo Weah and Oliver Burke, who we signed in January. Timo, first of all, starting to play well under Lenny, starting to get game time, scored against St Mirren, started against Aberdeen. I'd love to see him stay on. We're not going to buy him because he only signed a new deal with PSG before he came to us. So I hope we get him, like similar to a Paddy Roberts deal. As much as I hate this loanee stuff, it annoys me, frustrates me. Ollie Burke, I hope we buy him. I hope we buy him. I really do. I know he was valued at 15 odd million, but I hope we buy him. I like him. I like the way he chases stuff down. He has passion. He's just a good player, holding the ball up, discipline. I like him. So I hope we do keep him. I think he'd be a good player for us in the European stuff. I know he wasn't great against Valencia at home, but he done well away. So Yusuf Malumbu never worked out well at Celtic. He's back at Killie on loan till the end of the season. I hope we get rid of him. I wish him the very best. Had a couple of good games in the Europa League. That's about it. Calvin Miller, I think left back position in case stuff does go wrong with KT. I'd keep him. I think he's lonely. They're doing the right thing. Celtic are send him on loan, let him develop as a player. So yep. Ben Hume, a guy that we got from down in England. He's went to Oldham on loan. He hasn't really played well for Celtic. He's only had a handful of games, so I'd get rid of him. There's no points. Just literally no point letting the lad. Connor Hazard, young fella, Northern Ireland keeper. Keep him. I think he's going to be a good keeper. I really do. I've seen a lot of clips of him. I think he's good, exciting. And Lewis Morgan, the lad where he's similar to Scott Allen, highly rated. He hasn't really worked out at Celtic. He's played a handful of games and then went on loan to Sunderland. I'd put him on loan again. I think he'd have a place at the club. He just needs to develop. I just think it was a big move for him. But that's it for me today. That's who I think should be sold, who should be loaned, who should stay. At the end of the day, it's just an opinion. So don't forget to subscribe. I just want to give a shout out to Spartan there, Spartan Clothing. Shout out to old school football, the jumper there and the scarf, and shout out to FC Palestinian for the cracking jersey. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. As I said, I shall be doing a pre-match clip on Saturday. Hell.